Hello everybody, my name's Big Citrus and let's get into it. Another day, another dollar, another season of Apex, another sectionalized video in which I talk about what your Apex Legends main says about you. I'll quickly get into what this video is going to be and how it's going to work, but, you know, of course, let me just say, hello new viewers, and hello returning viewers. I know you guys have been waiting for this one for a while. Full disclosure, this has been by far the biggest series on the entire channel, and yeah, you guys have been requesting this for a long time. Ever since I put out my last video, I was already immediately being asked for a sequel. And you know what? It's time. A lot has changed about Apex over the course of this last half a year, and I have a lot of thoughts about what your main might say about you, and I'm not gonna waste any more time. If you're a fan of the channel and you've seen this series before, come on, you guys are smart, you know how this works. But if you're brand new here, I'm gonna be taking a look at what the legend you made in Apex says about you. I'm essentially going to judge every single aspect of your character. There's gonna be some roasts in this video. You know, I'm not pulling any punches in this video. In the last ones, I'll be perfectly honest, just like a, you know, this isn't in the script for the video, but I just want to say, I may have said some things that were nice about certain people's mains or mean about certain people's mains to appease to people. That's not fucking happening in this video. If you enjoyed this video, please genuinely leave a like and subscribe. I mean, like, there's so many of you watching these videos and not subscribing. Like, come on. I don't mean to guilt trip you like your parents do when they want you to spend time with you and you haven't called them in weeks, but come on. Thank you for hitting the button. All right, on with the video.
Thing is auto-aim, ladies.
Let me start this off by saying some things never change. This is my third one of these videos that I am making now, and yeah, Bangalore mains. Y'all are very consistent, needless to say. Look, if I'm gonna, you know, come up here and be like, oh, I have a lot of new things to say about Bangalore mains, that's a complete lie. I have nothing new to say. You guys are Apex diehards. You're generally pretty good at the game. You can be a team player, but you know when you need to F off and leave your team for dead. You're a tryhard in the sense that you know, always try your hardest to win. Nothing wrong with that. You maybe played Titanfall, and you probably play some other games, but Apex is still your favorite at the end of the day. You like using the skillful weapons like the wingman, you know, maybe the G7, you like to snipe occasionally, but you can really use any gun. You don't necessarily have a lot of preferences. You guys, for the most part, are the template Apex player. This section is a lot shorter than the rest of them, but, you know, I figured I'd start this video the same way that the other one started, and I love you, Bangalore mains. I always have. I always will. You're one of my favorites. And, never change. If I can give Bangalore mains one piece of advice, it's just, like, maybe go play a different character, because with the wall hacks that keep getting added, Bangalore smokes are just starting to get useless.
Let old man Fusey show you ankle biters how we did it back in the day.
So, Fuse mains, you guys immediately fell in love with this character, and you have not changed in the slightest. In fact, ever since my last video, I have only seen Fuse mains become stronger. There's more of them now, and they have kind of grouped up together in this kind of Imperial Death March vocal minority, and they are scary. I would say, oh, there's two types of Fuse mains, but let's be honest, you guys are all the same. I mean that in a loving way, I just swear. You're either an older gamer, you know, late 20s, early 30s, hell, maybe even 40s, maybe you got a kid or two, and Fuse is the guy who speaks to you. He's the shit-slinging Australian madman that does not give an F, and literally, he's you. You want to be Fuse personified. This is what peak performance looks like to you. Is Walter F. Fitzroy. The F stands for Fortnite. Sorry, I'm going to be kind of all over the place this video. You're someone who used to play a lot of Call of Duty back in the day, probably some Gears of War, maybe even some Medal of Honor, games like that, and you miss when games had action. You miss when games have grit and ultimately mayhem, and that's why Fuse speaks to you. Or here's someone, you know, teenager, early 20s, and you really identify with that older crowd, and you like the edgier, more realistic games, but you also like pure and utter chaos and being able to not even have to aim and just shoot explosions out of your wrist, and you will soon be the older 30-year-old, 40-year-old dad with 2 kids playing in the background after you get off from a long day of work and just trying to absolutely obliterate some people. I'll admit, some of you are a bit pretentious and annoying, and I have seen some very weird posts from Fuse mains about how the game should be balanced, and I don't understand a lot of your guys' opinions, but you know, we can agree to disagree. Fuse mains never change, because I know you won't.
Pain, death, nothing phases me.
Wraith, yeah, I'm kind of just rapid fire doing these ones. I am not slowing down in this video. So in my last video, I said that Wraith mains, you know, they're kind of starting to go extinct a little bit. Obviously, Wraith is still one of the most played characters. I wasn't seeing as many Wraith mains around that time as I was before, but now I can safely say that Wraith is back on top of the fucking food pyramid full of shit. With the way the game works, I feel like Wraith is now the more competitively viable character preferred to OCTANE, and I feel like she works quite well in a comp with Ashe, and I've seen a lot of people playing Wraith and Ashe together. So yeah, Wraith is back on top again. And with that comes the toxic TTV Fade wannabes who main Wraith and literally don't know anything else. I'll talk about a couple things. If you're a new Wraith main, you're probably someone who doesn't play Apex entirely seriously. Yeah, you might just be someone who, you know, sees all the streamers play her and the compilations that you're watching and everything. So yeah, you just main Wraith because, you know, she's the best character, right? And that's all you know. But you might be someone who genuinely is interested in the lore of the game and just likes Wraith's kit and her personality. You're a decent player, but let's be honest, Apex isn't necessarily your favorite game in the world, and you kind of just like playing Wraith because, well, I mean, Wraith is pretty fucking cool, let's be real. But if you're someone who is maining Wraith yet again and you took a brief hiatus these last 6 months, welcome back, we missed you. And yeah, how does it feel to be dropping its streamer building every single match? I mean, like, look, okay, I get it, I do the same shit. Look, I could still crack the joke, haha, Wraith main leave match insanely quickly after getting down and tries to 1v3 and thinks that they're the best player in the world, but I feel like those jokes have gone a little stale. I've noticed that a lot of Wraith mains, you know, have actually improved their skill, and a lot of you are a lot scarier. But yeah, I'll occasionally just see that person who spends way too much time watching clips on Reddit and TikTok about how to get better at the game and thinks that they're a god. You're definitely someone who spends a lot of time customizing your badges and banners, thinking that it makes you seem more intimidating when you got a nice 4K damage badge, which, like, let's be real, who gives a shit about badges? There's a wide array of Wraith mains, but if I had to pick one singular thing they all had in common, that would be rage. There are certain things in basically any video game that when they happen to you, you know, you die in a specific way, or you know, your gun falls through the floor, or something glitches out, you will rage hard. Gaming is a serious matter to you. Gamer. On to the next.
I am the hunter the gods have sent.
You know, I don't like to be mean in any of these sections, and I know I was kind of mean in my last video, but yeah, Bloodhound mains. What keeps happening to y'all? In my last video, I talked about Bloodhound mains in a more negative lighting, saying that a lot of them have become toxic, and they don't even really use the kit of Bloodhound, and they more so just play Bloodhound because they are a crutch character. These things are still mostly true. In fact, in more recent months, I have noticed a much wider array of Bloodhound mains have really just like focused on not using their kit at all. Like, I actually don't understand it even a little bit. Like, why play who in my opinion is the best character in the entire game and not even Q when you have it and you haven't used it for like 3 minutes. Like, please scan. I'm tired of I hate solo queuing. Oh my god. But yeah, you know, some of you are, you know, Snipe Down Incarnate and are definitely great gamers and are some of the most skilled Apex gamers I've seen. You love taking close range fights and you absolutely beam kids with guns like the Volt and the Prowler, and you're just a effing savage. But you know, I've been recently noticing it's a lot more of a 50-50 split. You're either someone who is incredibly mediocre at the game and doesn't use Bloodhound's kit to its full potential in the slightest, and you're a bit toxic and you don't really care about your team, or you're someone who is an IGL champion and will literally lead your team to victory with the best comms you've ever seen. And you're pretty good at the game too. Yeah, I know, there's always that subset of people who main a character because they're interested in lore, and of course Bloodhound has a lot of fans because, you know, they're just a fucking great character. So I guess there's y'all, but honestly, I don't see many of y'all. I would like to see some more friendly people who just play Apex for fun every now and again.
A lot of you are gonna wake up tomorrow with sore necks. Or, you know, be dead.
So, Valkyrie is the new meta queen until she inevitably gets nerfed halfway through Season 12, and a lot of the things I'm saying in this video become obsolete, but whatever. Yeah, Valkyrie is incredibly strong right now, definitely the best rotation character in the entire game, and I have noticed Valk mains are kind of similar to Bloodhound mains. There are people who use her kit to the absolute maximum potential and will honestly just carry you sometimes, literally, metaphorically, and then there are people who just play Valk because they know she's a good character, but don't use her kit in any real effective way and bot out and stun themselves with rockets inside a building and fly into the air thinking that they're unhittable and just die. But there is one thing that I have noticed about all Valkyrie mains that they all say. They don't like her personality. Like, every time I'm playing with a Valk main, they always bring up something about like, oh, this voice line's annoying, or oh, I don't like that her hair's short, or oh, I just want to eat her ass. I don't know, Valk mains get really weird about the character they main. All Valk mains are usually pretty average on average. Like, I've never seen someone who has completely wowed me with their performance, but I don't really think I've seen a lot of Valk mains where I've been like, wow, that kid was the fucking most dog shit player in the entirety of Apex. Like, I wish I had more to say. Obviously, of course, there are those people who are die-hard Titanfall fans and are hoping that Cooper gets added to the game. Spoilers, unless they ever decide to make Titanfall 3, he won't. And they constantly kind of complain about things that Respawn and EA does, but they keep playing the game anyways. They probably fall more into that casual player camp, but there are some of them who of course still love Apex and take it incredibly seriously and will literally be like the fucking commander of the Titanic. I don't know, something happened with the Titanic, it was bad, then maybe that's not a good comparison. Valk mains are an oddity. I don't exactly have a pulse on them, but why do people watch me again?
Fun.
Well, so Gibby is, you know, still one of the best characters in the game. Probably top 3, probably top 2, maybe top 1. I don't know. I will say this though. I like you, Gibby mains. You're definitely higher if I had to make like a tier list of, and you know what? Hey, we'll just throw that up on screen right now. Here is the tier list of whose mains I like the most and I like the least most. Yeah, more to follow on this soon. You guys are always usually friendly on mic, giving good comms. You're never usually too toxic, but you can get a little pissy with shit. And you're usually someone who is not ever afraid in a lot of situations. Yes, you know when you have to back out of fights, but you also know when it's like, alright, I got this RE45 and a white sniper stock, and I'm gonna bash these 3 squads over the head with it. And you pull it off sometimes. You're still to this day trying to figure out when you should have airstriked in that one fight because like you were like, did I use my airstrike at the wrong time here? Did I need to use it sooner? Should I save it for later in the match? And you're contemplating it and you're thinking about ending your own life, but don't do it. It's okay. I love you, Gibby mains. I've been there a million times because airstrike takes 450 years to charge. You slurp every ultimate accelerant off the ground you see and just suck it the hell off. You keep hearing news that Gibby might be getting a potential nerf soon, and you don't even care, you'd probably still just keep playing Gibby. And I don't really think I've ever seen someone who was a genuine, committed Gibby main that just played the game for fun. Like, you're playing to win. Yeah, you can joke around and have good laughs and everything, but deep down, if you lose a match that you're close to winning, it will haunt you forever. Obviously, there are still the little Fortnite Timmy and Tommies who play Gibby because he is the big man and think that he is stronger and takes, you know, no damage at all, and the big shield make you invincible. But you know, it is what it is. We love Gibby mains. Don't be afraid to try it, main Gibby guys. We need more of you.
You better not romp with me.
Lifeline. Well, I mean, I've had a whole discussion about this on my own. If you want to, you know, get more into my thoughts about, you know, how I actually feel about Lifeline as a character, I made like 2 videos low-key on it on the channel. Go check those out if you want. About how she is the worst, most dog poo-poo fart ass legend in the game right now. Lifeline mains are in a current clinical state of depression where they already spent basically all their time and money trying to get the best, most sickest banner badge, you know, they could for her, you know, just a sick player calling card with the heirloom and everything. So they're kind of in this weird purgatory where it's too late to go back. And they keep playing Lifeline because, well, they don't actually know. It's just all they've ever done. They're probably someone who's been playing Apex since launch or pretty close to it, and you know, will always assist you with the "I remember when there was no Evo armor. Do you remember when the longbow took heavy ammo? And many other things like that. The Gold Mastiff, you know, all those. And they do wish Apex could go back to the way it used to be. A lot of Lifeline mains have definitely quit at this point, or if they're still here at this point, they are fully addicted and there is no chance of recovery from Apex addiction for them. They still probably love this game to bits and are probably a huge fan of the lore and everything, and they do think that they are a bit of a special snowflake because they main Lifeline. They're either someone who completely understands why Res Shield got nerfed, or they're still bitching at Respawn to bring it back or some shit like that. Let me respawn my teammates at the care package, blah blah blah. You guys have been through a lot. Or of course there are the people who just pick Lifeline and they're new to Apex, and you know, they see that she's like really the only healer character, which, side note, we definitely need other healer characters in Apex, and they play her because she's a support character. But even like Gibby is a better support character, you know. It's Lifeline. I'm so sorry, Lifeline. You deserve better.
I look forward to meeting you all, real close and personal.
Revenant mains, man, there used to be a lot more, y'all. Yes, Revenant has kind of gotten punched in the robo-cock and nerfed a lot in certain aspects, but I think it's kind of just more about how the game is currently played that people are not running him as consistently anymore. Like, I used to see Revenant all the time. Revenant is still strong in certain ways, don't get me wrong, but he's definitely not what he used to be. And honestly, Revenant mains, you guys are pretty simple. You're usually people who are decent at the game, but never excellent, and yeah, you do love the edgy robo dude, and you guys are edge-tastic edgelords yourselves who take everything way too seriously. You want to be Revenant, you want to be like Revenant, you want people to like that you like Revenant, you want to fuck, and you know, you always try and tunnel Loba's out, and always say that Loba's heirloom should have been her dead parents, or that should have been Revenant's heirloom, either or. If you are Revenant main, you will refuse to go anywhere without the Revenant heirloom and one of his recolors on. Like, you just have to. And yeah, you still get incredibly pissy if no one touches your totem. Like, it'll haunt you for your entire day, because it's like, why am I even here? Why do I play this character? When you silence someone, you will relentlessly go for their throat because, you know that they can't do anything. Like, if it's a Wraith or a Valkyrie and they can't use any of their get-outs, you just fucking go for them. Even if it is actually the worst play of your life, you will just actually hunt them down. Honestly, there's just not anything too complicated to say about you guys. You're big Apex fans, but you also probably say, "This game fucking sucks," and then you log in the next day. Like us all.
If not even light can escape the event horizon, how do you think you'll escape me?
Horizon mains. You know, I don't even know why some of y'all quit Horizon. I've noticed a lot of former Horizon mains who mained her when Season 7, first came out, have returned to the Scottish MILF after, the slight buffs she was given again. But honestly, I thought she was mostly good the whole time, so like, whatever. Horizon mains are one of the few mains that I would say are always pretty good at the game. Like, I never see Horizon mains that are, like, even average. They're usually above average at least. I know someone's gonna comment now, oh, I main Horizon and I'm horrible at the game, hee hee. Well, okay. You guys are people who, you know, I want to say sweats, but I don't know. I don't necessarily know if that's the right term. You're a tryhard in the sense that you are going to always try your hardest to win, which, you know, is that a bad thing? 1v3 squads with an RE45, you're there. Your ults are literally something where, like, you throw it and you bump, like, the inner, like, stellar pixel of a rock and your entire ult gets deleted and it's just the worst thing ever. Or you somehow have the most perfect ult and it's timed so perfectly and you just sneak up on someone and just dig someone with an arc star and just delete the entire squad. There is no in between. There is no such thing as a meh Horizon ult. It is either go big or go home. You're probably someone who repeats Horizon voice lines back to your teammates because you know most people find her annoying, which I definitely am guilty of. Up and away, Newty. Okay, I'm so that was so bad. As much as you love Apex, there are always things that you want to change about it and always things that you think you need changing about it. You're someone who considers yourself like actually above your peers and literally smarter than everyone you play with, and hey, you know, some of you guys are. Also, you be bopping that Horizon theme all the time. I mean, that shit is fire. Like, if you don't like that, you're wrong. Oh my god. Anyways, on the next one. Holy shit. Your music saved me.
Myself is the best. Just all of you is the worst. Fancy that.
Alright, time to be negative. I'm sorry the gaming merchant and people who are fans of his. Rampart mains. We have some ideological differences, okay? Yes, every so often in one out of my 100,000 Apex matches, I will come across a Rampart player who is absolutely cracked and has their barriers and somehow the absolute best position to fuck me over and absolutely just deletes me and it just has insane movement and is the best player in the world. But for the other 99,999 matches, I am usually greeted with a Rampart player who does not know their thumb from their asshole. Your entire team is getting pushed by a squad? Put a barrier up here. Oh, you're going to res someone in the middle of open field? Yeah, we'll just crop a couple barriers up, and if they get destroyed, we'll just try and put another one up. That'll work. Oh, there's a team posted up on high ground. Well, let me just slow walk to them with my turret out and don't even start shooting them until they've already cracked my armor. If you're a Rampart main, you are absolutely someone who is like, yeah, I'm a Rampart main. I main Rampart. I know that she's not, like, super meta, but, like, yeah. You're either someone who was like, yeah, Rampart was actually really good the whole time. She didn't need the rework. Or only started maining her after the rework, and you're a bandwagoner. But if you main Rampart, you're the same to me. Mostly a casual player, you might be that rare occasional god who is just actually the best player in the world but chooses to be a psychopath and main Rampart just for the sole purpose of crushing other people's expectations and pissing them off a bit. Yeah, you probably love the lore of Apex and everything, you quote her voice lines, you love her personality, you want to, you know, lick the bubble gum off her teeth. Y'all are just so strange. Am I wrong for saying that? I don't think so.
With me observing.
Here, let me just put up a current accurate representation of all Caustic mains right now. Look, yes, Caustic got a slight nerf. Some people could call it a rework, but I don't think I'm gonna go that far. And if we're being honest, this was a much welcomed addition, basically changing the fact that you can destroy his gas traps. These are very welcome changes, but every fucking Caustic main I know is acting like the character is unplayable and it's the end of the world. Caustic is still gonna be fine. Yeah, he probably won't be as strong as he used to be, but like, let's be real, Caustic mains. How much fun do you think other players have playing against you? Because you know they don't have that much fun. You feed off other people's suffering. You do that in every game you play, and you know it. Like, it's quite literally in the job description, if you're going to be a Caustic main, must enjoy suffering and pain of others. Even the ones you love. You're probably an older player, probably someone who is either kind of new to Apex when playing 3 seasons, or has been playing since day 1. Probably a huge Call of Duty and Titanfall fan, but for some reason you just keep playing Caustic. You're someone who wants to be an incredibly good, strong, pro Apex player, but you know deep down you'll never quite get there, and that might have something to do with the fact you main Caustic. Usually though, Caustic mains, you're either incredibly toxic, haha, aren't I so funny, or you're actually really chill and friendly. I usually don't see an in-between. I know you're literally gonna drop bunker literally every match on Kings Canyon. I respect it.
This may be the last time you compete.
I've kind of been at a weird spot with crypto. So yes, in my first video, I said who the fuck mains crypto. That was very true then. In my second video, I said, okay, who still mains crypto and why? And now after recently playing a lot of crypto and ranked, I finally understand. Like, no joke, I have literally been playing tons of hours as crypto just to try and get inside your guys' head for this video. I really am committed to this fucking series. And I finally understand you don't trust anyone or anything. It's kind of crazy how fitting crypto's character is, you know, the whole off-the-grid archetype. Every single person who mains crypto is either one of two things. Someone who thinks they're the anime main character, you know, never talking at all in chat, just going dead silent, but somehow giving the best pings you've ever seen, or someone who's calming the entire match, is perplexed by the absolute brain deadity of your teammates. You play crypto because you don't trust that there's not 3 squads in the area. You have to be sure. You have to know instantly. You play crypto because you don't trust your teammates to not die, and you know that you won't be able to get their banners and respawn them unless you have the drone. You don't trust your teammates to scan survey beacon without getting crabered. You just don't trust anything. You don't trust anyone. You literally take your drone out every 5 seconds, and now with the new crypto buffs, you're finally at the top of your game. You are a predator. Not like that. These buffs aren't significant, but they are definitely very welcome, and they're something that you've been asking for literal years almost now. And I know a lot of you crypto mains who commented on my videos multiple times are probably saying, huh, can't wait to show Big Citrus. Crypto's about to be meta, about to be ran on every ALGS team, which, you know, I haven't seen any ALGS by the time this video is coming out. I'm uploading it, you know, pretty much exactly when Season 12 comes out, so I'm gonna guess that's the case, but who knows, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you'll go back to just being obscure and all been right this whole time, but we'll see. But if I'm being honest, and don't tell anyone this, I actually like playing crypto.
You know the difference between me and a shotgun? Not a damn thing.
Now it is time for Mad Maggie. Obviously, this season has just dropped, so I don't have significant things to say about Mad Maggie, but I will say this. You're probably someone who did play Fuse or is really into the lore, and you're kind of just, you know, starting to main Maggie because you liked Fuse. You've been wanting her to be added for a long time. Who knows, it might just be her sweet, sweet shotgun movement speed passive and, you know, little wall hacks that's getting you to drop your current main and start playing Maggie. Or it's finally the sweet revelation that you'll actually be able to destroy Gibby Bubble and, like, clap it without EMP, because EMP is literally the only other thing that can do that. So, you're in Happy Town right now. Or you're just one of those people who, you know, kind of docks to every single new character when a season drops and says, oh, I'm maining this person, I'm going pro on this character, and drops them about after 2 weeks. Don't worry, I've been there. You're probably someone who plays characters like Fuse, at least, because you love the anarchy and kind of just the shit spam that they have. You might not have the best aim, you might not have the best game sense, but you will certainly be the most bullshittery person on the battlefield at all times. You will literally have, like, you'll literally have no shields, no ammo, but 18 arc stars. But yeah, I don't know, you might just main Mad Maggie because you want her to peg you, I have no idea. I was pretty spot on with my prediction for SEER in the Season 10 video, so, you know, I'm gonna pat myself on the back and say I'm right here, and move on. My work here's done. Speaking of which,
You will achieve greatness, just not in victory.
yeah, like I said, I was dead on with my prediction for SEER mains, and I still think that is true. SEER mains are like the elitist recon mains. You kind of think that would be crypto mains, but, you know, crypto mains usually just like to say, well, crypto's not actually that bad. While SEER mains usually proclaim that SEER is like the best legend in the game. They're a paranoid, aggressive, you know, former Bloodhound main probably, and they now think SEER is just the superior recon character. I realize 9 times out of 10 a SEER main does not care for his lore, they do not care for his design or his personality, but just the kit. Literally, All that matters to them is that util. SEER mains either end up hitting like 2 or 3 people every single time with their tactical, or literally like whiffing 40 times in a row, even though they swear that their heartbeat tracker literally told them they were right there. Look, if we're being honest, all people who main scan characters are the same. They all have their tier list when it comes to each like recon scan character. And if they main SEER, they will always put SEER at the tippy top. I feel like people who play like Bloodhound or Valkyrie or Crypto can at least acknowledge that, yeah, Bloodhound is like the best character in the game, not SEER mains. This is definitely a player who was never playing since day one, but now is super into Apex and it is their favorite game. And maybe that'll change, maybe it won't. But if they ever nerf SEER again in any significant way, the tiers, oh, there will be a tsunami. Oh, and I guess they're like average at the game. Never seen a horrible SEER main, never seen a fantastic one.
By the time you see me coming, I'll be going, and you'll be gone.
Look, I know in my last video about the Octane mains, yes, I know I said some things, right? But, you know, you have to understand, I said them out of love. I wanted Octane mains to improve, because back when this game first started and when I made my first video, Octane mains were the fun, you know, almost kind of quirky, crackhead people who really loved role-playing as the character and just kind of going in all the time, but in like a funny way. Now, they are people who surprisingly play very scared. They'll go in, shoot you twice. If they don't like crack you, they jump pad and fly away, and then blame their team if they die, or they blame their team if they don't win the 2v3. It's like every time. Obviously, yeah, some Octane mains, yes, a lot of you are just really good at the game, you know, probably a streamer or some shit like that. You want to go pro someday. Some of you are pros, you know, Octane's just a great character, and you always loved Octane. They're just simply the fastest character in the game, and their kit is very simple. But some of you guys need to just go play a different fucking game. It's not all of you, but it's most. And all it takes is most. You're probably one of the first people to start bitching at your team on the mic, but, you know, you might be chill. You might just play Octane and might just be a tryhard in the sense, you know, like I've said, there are a lot of characters that you try your hardest to win. Always using close range guns like the R99, the Wingman, you know, just things like that. And if you main Octane and you've been playing since day one, you were almost definitely a former Wraith main, and I don't think that'll ever change in any one of these videos I make. I know I'm keeping this one rather short, but most of you Octane mains, at least in my matches, because, you know, I'm a plat scrub, don't last long. Hey, but some of you are still, like, really cool and just go for sick fucking clips and are absolute giga chads. Some of you. I'm sorry that these other Octane mains have given you a bad name.
I wish all of you could fight tomorrow too, but you'll be dead.
Welcome back, Pathfinder mains. And both of the videos I posted, I honestly got the nicest and some of the funniest comments from you Pathfinder mains. Pathfinder mains are usually the quirky one, the funny guy in the friend group, even if they're not that funny. Yeah, some of you are just assholes who have mastered the movement, are really toxic in chat, but to be fair to you, you're usually pretty good in pulling off some insane 180 grapple shots. But yeah, some of you are just new to Apex and pick the robot man because you play robots in every single game you play. Probably someone who definitely played Titanfall and loved it and is waiting for Titanfall 3 and is still holding on to hope. You always talk about how good of a game Apex is, but I don't know that you'd call it your favorite. You love Apex, but is it the game you main? Is it your main game? Probably not. Might be up there, but definitely not the game you play the most half the time. You're usually a team player, but a lot of you are just silent on comms. Like, your pings will be really good and everything, and you'll be decent at the game, but you'll just be dead silent for almost the entire match. Also, if I see someone with, like, the fucking Fight Night Pathfinder skin 4K damage badge, that is the only time I get scared. Badges don't usually scare me, or trackers or anything like that, but when it's a Pathfinder main, yeah, the shit starts to run down my thigh. It's worrying. I've always liked you Pathfinder mains. Keep it up.
You're tough? Try fighting in 6-inch heels.
Ah, you LOBA mains. First of all, I just want to thank LOBA for existing, because without you, I would not have grown as much as I do on this channel. I mean, look at these thumbnails. Get your butt jokes out of the way right now. I'm not making any in this entire segment. I'm maturing a little bit. I went back and I watched my season 10 video. I have nothing new to say about LOBA mains. I got it exactly right. Like, you're decent at the game, not fantastic. Sometimes a really new player, probably into the lore and the story. You probably just solo queue when you play LOBA so you can yoink purple armor from your teammates because you don't trust them and you think they're stupid, and hey, maybe they are. You don't really use Bracelet in like a creative, inventive way. You mainly just use it as a getaway tool. Sometimes you use Black Market in an interesting way at the end of the game, and you'll be like, hey, we can armor swap off this, and your teammate's like, what's an armor swap? Or they just don't use it because they think Black Market isn't useful and it frustrates you, kind of like Revenant mains with their totems. And I've noticed more often than not that LOBA mains are usually females, so you know, if you built like LOBA, you know. God damn, I'm joking. Shout out to like my 8% female audience. I'm gonna guess like half of you are LOBA mains. Can't wait for the comments of this video. It's like, oh my god, I feel so seen, haha. Yeah. I fucking see you. I scan your ass. Like I said, I don't have anything that new to say. You're usually friendly though.
I'm currently at the top of my game. Get it?
Oh, WATTSON mains. You guys have been through a lot. Alright, I'm gonna say this in the nicest way possible. I know there's gonna be that one person who's watching this video be like, actually, I'm a really high rank. I play in Masters and I'm a WATTSON main. You're like the 1 or 2 people that are watching this. Everyone else, you probably don't play rank that often. You probably love arenas. And for the most part, you only play ranked with friends and you're stuck in silver or gold. And hey, there is nothing wrong with that. Probably active in the r/WATTSON main subreddit. Hello. And you either feel one of 2 ways about WATTSON, attractiveness-wise. You either think she is a cute, wholesome little baguette woman and you want nothing to harm her and no lewds of her. Or you have a WATTSON background and you have the filthiest fucking folder of WATTSON porn that anyone has ever seen. And it's a prop. Delete that. But what about gameplay-wise? I guess you're okay at the game. You have a really hard time deciding when to push and when not to push. Sometimes you use your generators in really good ways and absolutely save your team's ass. And sometimes you put it in a spot and someone with a Kraber just shits on it. You know that your fences are basically a 50-50 ability. There's a 50-50 chance that enemies are just gonna basically accidentally run into them, or there's a 50-50 chance that they're gonna see a WATTSON fence, be like, nope, and then just leave. Also, you hate Fuse mains with a burning passion. Not like because of like personality-wise, but just because, you know, Fuse. You're usually pretty nice in chat, and you have a really hard time dealing with toxicity, but sometimes you can get toxic yourself. I have never seen a fantastic WATTSON player, I'll just admit it. Most of the time, you're someone who wants to learn Apex and get a lot better. You enjoy the game. You don't play it super seriously. You mostly play for fun, but you really hate when you get close to winning a match and then you just lose and it ruins your entire day/night before you have to go to work the next day. Or school. I have some younger viewers, I know. Did I get that right?
Let us see how impressive you truly are.
If you are someone who mains Ashe, you are someone who was waiting forever for her to be added. You knew since the early days of Apex that she probably was going to be in the game, and you're really excited when she was. A huge Titanfall fan who probably used to main WRAITH or OCTANE or BLOODHOUND. A definite good player, someone who always tries their hardest to win, but you know, they're above average at best most of the time. Your Ashe portals either are game-saving and lead your team to a much incredibly better position, or sometimes you kind of just portal like out into the open and your team just gets pooped on, and then you're like, wow, Ashe, what a bad portal, and then you just leave before they have a chance to shit-talk you more. Same thing goes for your tactical. Either hit or miss. I guess you never miss, huh? Or you're someone who's relatively new to Apex, and yes, you were also a former WRAITH or OCTANE or BLOODHOUND main, and you're more the toxic type, probably came over from a game like Warzone, saw a bunch of new streamers playing Apex and figured, I'll hop on that and try it. You kind of just like that she's assassin robot lady with a cool sword. You don't really know too much about Apex or anything else, but hey, you main Ashe anyways. She's just a good all-rounded character with a lot of util. I really don't have much else to say besides that. Some Ashe mains are really nice, and then the other half of you are some of the most toxic people I have ever met in the entirety of Apex. You might drop Ashe soon. You might have only been maining her because she's the new character recently and she was OP. Maybe you'll swap her for MAGGIE. But hey, if you stick to it, you're probably one of the cooler Ashe mains. And finally, if you main Mirage. If you memorize, you got a big fat cock, you got bitches in the crib making you pork chops, and you never stop winning. In the gold, you always be swimming. Fuck being OP, who cares when you got the OPPP? Wingman dinks left and right, victory royales every single night. Giga chat and you make the haters mad. Your decoys making sure you're never sad. Taking an L, you make a refusal. Thought that you killed me? Nah, it was just a bamboozle. Thank you guys for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. I've been working on this for a while. I put my heart and my soul into this upload, so genuinely please leave a like and a comment. Genuinely please join the community Discord. It's fun in there. Follow my Instagram and Twitter, and subscribe, please. I usually don't beg like this, but trust me, I'm gonna get thrown out of the streets soon if this video doesn't do well. And if it did do well, and you did all those things, thank you. Mwah, you're a little cutie. Let me know genuinely your thoughts. Tell me, did I get it right? Did I get it wrong? Let me know who you main. I actually do read the comments. If you go through like the last 2 videos, look at how many comments I liked and hearted, and I genuinely read them. I care about y'all. Thank you guys so much. This has been a long time coming. I really hope you enjoyed this huge upload. I've been Big Citrus, and have a damn good one.